Hey everyone, this is Kirk's son Casey, and while Kirk's out of town this summer, I thought it would be kind of fun to take over and do a podcast of my own for parents and kids. Since it's summer, I'd like you to have your kids listen to this with you, because today I want to go over 5 different things you should do every time you get in a disagreement, and I think they're going to make a huge difference. Because how many times do you find yourselves in situations where you disagree and things escalate kind of to the point of a big fight where you both end up miserable? If you're like me or like our family, that happens pretty frequently. So I want to start off with a little story. When I was younger, I struggled pretty much every single day with focus and attention in school. Constantly blurted out, I couldn't stop fidgeting, and what was difficult to control in school got even worse at homework time when I got home. So for years, my parents had me sit still at the table in our kitchen, and I had to do my work quietly. And for years, I struggled, and we got in fight after over how to do homework. And one day, one of my teachers recommended that I try listening to music while doing homework. And I thought to myself, that's a brilliant idea. I think that would help me out a lot. So I just need to go home and share this idea with my parents. I got home from school that day and ran in the door, excited to share this new idea with my parents. But instead of a positive response, I was met with a stern and dismissive look from my mother with the accompanying words, "No, that won't help. You can't listen to music while doing your homework." Now, for context, my mom can't listen to anything while doing her work. She needs complete peace and quiet, otherwise she can't really focus. So in her context, that makes sense. But it still felt dismissive, and I got angry, upset, and like I lost yet another battle. Now, if this had happened a couple of years prior, say when I was 10 or 11, I probably would have snapped back with something like, "I don't really care what you think. You're wrong. I can listen to my music while doing my homework. In fact, I'm going to sneak headphones upstairs, and you'll never know that I'm listening to music while I'm doing my homework." So from years of prior experience handling situations that way, I knew that wouldn't be productive, respectful, or effective, and I knew it would lead to just another power struggle. So I decided to try something new. The first thing I did was I assumed the best about my mom's intentions. My mom doesn't focus well with music, so it was natural for her to assume that I wouldn't either. And that's fair. She didn't know how different our brains were at that point, and so she just didn't want homework to become more difficult for me. She wanted the best for me, but sometimes it seems like our parents don't want the best for us. 2, I use the power of acknowledgement. "Mom, I understand that you aren't able to work with any noise in the background, but for me, the background music may be helpful. I also understand that at the end of the day, you get to make the decision over whether or not I can listen to music while working. And I'm going to respect whatever decision you make. But I do ask you to consider allowing me to listen to music, as I think it will be beneficial for me." 3, I owned my part. "Mom, Dad, I know I'm not always responsible with my homework. Believe me, I know. And I know I'm easily distracted. Why don't you let me try this for 1 week? If it works, maybe I get to keep doing it. If not, I don't get to keep doing it." Whether it's with video games, a curfew, or music, ask your parents what you can do to earn what you want. If you want more freedom, sometimes you're going to have to give some things up. So own your part. 4, I listened to my parents' side of the story. I listened not to respond, but to understand. This is a hugely important lesson for all of your relationships and for influencing people throughout life. Listen and understand. This goes very well with the acknowledgement piece. My parents said no initially. I listened to their reasons and acknowledged why they were important. That makes sense. You're afraid I'm going to get distracted listening to music. 5, I humbled myself. Listen, our parents have a lot of experience. They have 30, 40, 50 years of experience, and they've been through all of the things that we've been through. So sometimes Their reasons aren't going to make sense to us, but they're based on their experiences, and your parents have a lot of wisdom. So instead of just reacting all the time and thinking you know everything, sometimes just step back and humble yourself and realize maybe your parents have an insight that you could use. Maybe they're just trying to help you. So let's recap kind of what to do in these situations, as I firmly believe that if you apply these 5 main principles to all of your relationships, you'll see huge improvements. 1, assume the best about each other's intentions. Think about how many situations would change if instead of assuming the worst about your parents' or kids' motives, you assume the best. 2, use the power of acknowledgement. Everyone wants to feel heard. Everyone wants to feel understood. That doesn't mean you have to agree with the other person. It just means you have to let them know that their feelings and thoughts are legitimate. It's extremely calming and it's very simple. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do, but I'll show you what it looks like. I just showed you what it looked like in the last example. 3, own your part. Every relationship involves 2 people who contribute to the state of the relationship. If you want to be treated with respect, and I'm talking to 5-year-olds, teenagers, and grown adults here, you have to own your part. Stop blaming other people. Humble yourself and own the fact that you're a flawed human being who messes up and needs help sometimes. Blaming other people for your losses and failures causes everyone to despise you. Do you know how refreshing it is to hear someone admit, I was wrong and I'm sorry? Or ask, what can I do to improve this situation? What part do I play in this situation? 4, listen and really listen, respond, and do not react. 2 things get in the way of this. First, we react so quickly to our parents or our kids that we miss their true intention. We're not really hearing what they're saying. We're just interpreting their words and getting defensive. When your kids say, I don't want to, or I hate you, it's usually not as personal as it seems. So don't take it so personally. Learn to hear the frustration underneath. If you heard that right away, you may hear it as, I'm so frustrated and overwhelmed right now, and I have no idea how to handle this. So I'm going to let out all of my frustration on you because I know you'll never leave. So if you heard that, you could respond with, it sounds like you're really frustrated. Taking it out on me won't help you, but if you want to go for a walk, I'll listen and help however I can. 5, humble yourself. Do not act as if you know everything. Many of you are familiar with the driving story I share on the CDs and the workshops, and that's a prime example of disagreeing respectfully. I thought my curfew was too early. My way of handling that at the time was just to fight back. But instead of digging in, realize that your parents may have good reasons for the rules they're imposing. So humble yourselves. Work on these things relentlessly over the summer. These 5 things will be extremely helpful in all of your relationships, and I can't stress that to you enough. And if you want the exact words and phrases to use in these situations, and if you want to not only stop the defiance, disrespect, yelling, and power struggles, but also rebuild the relationship and the connection, then check out our special sale this summer at celebratecalm.com/straight talk. It's celebratecalm.com/straight-talk, or email me at casey@celebratecalm.com and I'll be happy to help. We've got this special bundle of instant downloads that we put together that my dad and I did that will help with all of these things and help repair those relationships. So I recommend checking those out. I'll also include them in the show notes. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at casey@celebratecalm.com. It's CASEY@celebratecalm.com. And I'll be happy to help out. And I hope you all have a great summer, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.